Another day, another story. Over a century after Horn and Hardart opened its first Automat in New York City, take a look back at America's first fast food chain. New method of lunching, cried out the advertisement to readers of the July 2, 1912, edition of the New York Times. Try it. You'll like it. The ad promised. Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. Curious and hungry, readers who followed the culinary entreaties and stepped inside the Horn and Hardart Company's Automat lunchroom in Times Square for its grand opening a century ago found a high-tech, self-service wonder. A gigantic, coin-operated vending machine with row upon row of windowed compartments, resembling glass-fronted post office boxes, housed dozens of menu items. After window shopping, customers could drop a nickel into a coin slot, turn a knob, lift up the door and help themselves to their food. Instant gratification. The Automat, birth of a fast food nation, is a phrase that encapsulates the concept of the Automat, a pioneering type of restaurant that emerged in the late 19th and early 20th centuries in the United States. The Automat revolutionized the way people dined out by providing fast, convenient service through a system of self-service vending machines. The concept of the Automat was popularized by Horn and Hardart, a company founded in Philadelphia in the late 19th century. Horn and Hardart opened their first Automat in Philadelphia in 1902, featuring a large dining hall filled with rows of vending machines stocked with a variety of freshly prepared foods, such as sandwiches, soups, salads, desserts, and beverages. Customers would enter the Automat, approach the vending machines, insert coins into slots, and retrieve their chosen items from behind glass doors. The system allowed for quick service, eliminating the need for traditional table service and waitstaff. The Automat became immensely popular, especially in urban areas, and was seen as a symbol of modernity and efficiency. The success of the Automat paved the way for the fast food industry as we know it today. Its influence can be seen in the proliferation of fast food chains and the adoption of self-service technologies in restaurants worldwide. The Automat also played a significant role in shaping American dining culture, offering affordable, accessible meals to people from all walks of life. Overall, the Automat represents a pivotal moment in the history of fast food, marking the birth of a new era in dining out and laying the groundwork for the development of the modern fast food nation. The Automat concept quickly caught on and became an iconic part of American life, particularly in bustling urban centers like New York City. Horn and Hardart expanded rapidly, opening Automats in prominent locations throughout the city, including Times Square and Broadway. These locations became not just places to grab a quick meal, but also social hubs where people from all walks of life could gather, dine, and mingle. One of the key factors contributing to the success of the Automat was its affordability. Meals served at the Automat were reasonably priced, making them accessible to a wide range of customers, from office workers grabbing a quick lunch to families enjoying a budget-friendly dinner out. This affordability helped democratize dining out, allowing people of all socioeconomic backgrounds to enjoy restaurant-quality food at a fraction of the cost of traditional sit-down establishments. The Automat also played a significant role in shaping American cultural norms around dining and socializing. It provided a casual, egalitarian dining experience that resonated with the fast-paced, egalitarian spirit of the times. Horn and Hardart's sleek, coin-operated cafeteria had more slots than a Las Vegas casino, but these machines delivered guaranteed payoffs: sandwiches, slices of pie and comfort food from macaroni and cheese to chicken pat pie to tapioca pudding. Nimble-fingered cashiers wearing rubber tips dispensed nickels through the recessed dishes of their glass-enclosed booths. Behind the scenes, invisible kitchen workers quickly refilled empty compartments like magic. Joe Horn and Frank Hardart's Automat was a marvel of efficiency that revolutionized the American food service industry. Horn and Hardart, who had first opened a luncheonette together in 1888, imported the concept of an automated restaurant from Germany and unveiled America's first Automat in Philadelphia in 1902, ushering in the country's fast food era. A decade later, they expanded to Manhattan. And while their Times Square eatery wasn't New York City's first coin-operated cafeteria, Horn and Hardart automats quickly flourished in the Big Apple. The speed and efficiency of the automat were godsends to city workers who were given less and less time for a lunch break in fast-paced New York. With no waiters to tip and prices for most dishes at 5 or 10 cents, the automats held economic appeal for working-class and frugal diners. And unlike the elitist dining rooms that had dominated the American culinary scene, the automats were simple and democratic. Not all foodies of the early 20th century celebrated the rise of the automat. The number of cheap quick-fire food hells is appalling, bemoaned James Huneker in the New York Times in 1914. Eating and drinking are rapidly entering the category of the lost fine arts, he lamented. The young folk nowadays are not epicures. They are in too much of a hurry to dance or to ride, to sit long at table and dine with discrimination. Surely to Huneker's displeasure, the automat entered its heyday after Prohibition killed the saloons and their free lunches and the Great Depression crimped bank accounts. At its height, Horn and Hardart was the world's largest restaurant chain, feeding hundreds of thousands every day in more than 80 locations in New York City and Philadelphia. While Horn and Hardart automats delivered food quickly, meals were made from scratch using fresh, high-quality ingredients. Items were prepared shortly before they were eaten, and food was not allowed to linger overnight. Freshly squeezed orange juice that sat for 2 hours was poured down the drain. The resplendent surroundings of the Horn and Hardart automats, with marble counters and floors, stained glass, chrome fixtures, ornately carved ceilings and Art Deco signage, more resembled Parisian bistros than sterile, dingy fast food outlets. Food was served on real china and eaten with solid flatware. The coffee flowed from silver dolphin spouts that Joseph Horn found in Italy. And that French drip coffee, always piping hot and potent, was Horn and Hardart's most popular item. It was freshly brewed every 20 minutes, and until 1950 it cost only a nickel a cup. As New York City's population began to decline in the 1950s, so did Horn and Hardart's prospects. The automats struggled in what was no longer a five and dime world. With inflation pushing the price of items higher and higher, the coin-operated machines were no longer efficient or practical. Quality declined, and the fast food chains spawned by the automats began to eat their lunch. Horn and Hardart itself purchased Burger King and Arby's franchises, along with Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. Finally, in 1991 in New York City, the glass doors of the last Horn and Hardart automat shuttered forever. The automat lives on in fond memories, and the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History includes a section of the original Horn and Hardart automat that opened in Philadelphia in 1902. In addition, the New York Public Library is now featuring a reconstructed wall of an automat machine as part of Lunch Hour NYC, a new exhibition that runs through February 2013. Visitors can peek around back where workers once loaded food and open up the automat's glass doors. While tasty treats won't be waiting, the next best things are recipe cards for making Horn and Hardart's signature dishes. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.